Hello everybody and welcome back to Spintires, the amazing off-road simulator. So, as you'll probably remember from 2 weeks ago when we last played Spintires, I kind of messed up as usual and I took the wrong trailer to the garage. So what we've had to do is come all the way back to where I dropped off the garage trailer, which is here, right the way down here, and we were up here, so pretty much the other side of the map. We've had to come all the way back here to pick it up. Now, because I've already sold or traded in the back of the lorry, you know, the truck repair points and stuff here, the garage points, the truck seems a lot lighter and we don't have any traction on the rear wheels and it's making it very difficult to cross the rivers. So we're here now and we've got the biggest challenge still ahead of us, but we're going to give it a go. And we need to just first of all attach it to the lorry. Just get lined up. There we go. And we're going to begin the challenge of crossing this massive flood. Now, it wasn't hard getting here because we didn't have a trailer, but it is going to be very hard getting across. And ideally it wants to be light, so I might just wait for it to become light. But we can get into position. Now what we're going to do, if I can just shine the headlights across, is we're going to go across to an island which you can't actually quite see, but it's just over there. And then we're going to do a zigzag to the other side. And that is all good, except for the current, which is very bad, and it pulls the trailer to the side. So I'm just going to wait for it to become light and we will continue. That should be okay. At least we can see something now. So we can now see our island, which is just over here. I call it an island, it's more like a bit of a mound in the middle of the water, a bit of land which hasn't been completely swamped. And we are going to pick up some damage here, so expect damage. There's the first bit. And something which I have found out from before, from another time, is do not drive on the mounds, this mound in front, with the trailer, because it grounds out. It's not a good idea. So we're just going to take it steady. If we get stuck, I can lower the gear and take it one step at a time. Okay, so we're around the first one. The second one is a fairly small island, just here. This one isn't usually too bad. At least it wasn't on the way over. But you can feel it pulling. It's the trailer it's pulling, I think. It's going over the chassis of the truck. So this one we can drive on, and then we're just going to cut across in a zigzag formation. And hopefully we'll get there in one piece. I can feel it pulling. I'm steering to the left, it's going to the right. Okay, here we go. This is the fastest moving point. And this is where the damage is going to come in. But I think we have actually done it. That went surprisingly better than I thought it would do. But we now need to make sure we don't drive over any of these trees because we'll probably get stuck. Nice. All wet. Well, I don't think the rest of the journey is too bad. So that is probably the worst of it over already. Thankfully. But we do need to still change this. We need to exchange this for the garage points to unlock the garage. 4 points are required. We've already got 2. I'm fairly sure, and everyone else is sure, that the trailer behind us here is the other 2. We should never have dropped it off. But now we just have to contend with the rocks because they're going to give us damage. And of course deep craters and stuff. Anything for us to fall into or tip this thing over. Because you can tip them over. I've tipped one over before. Well, it seems to be going okay. Usually when I say that, something really bad happens. We'll just slowly progress through. And it does improve, the road does improve very soon. You might even be able to get some speed up here. And then when we get to the garage, we'll refuel as well. Because it's using, well, it's used quarter of a tank already, just to get it to the trailer and back. Probably half a tank in the end. Because we are running with all-wheel drive and diff lock on. I think it's the all-wheel drive which takes the fuel. I'm not sure if diff lock consumes fuel on this game or not. Right, it looks scary, but it's not this. I've been through here a few times now, and it just ploughed through. Now the fuel is to the left here, so we are going to bear left. We have been here before, and we have refueled before. If I had planned things out properly, we wouldn't have had to go back for this trailer, but it's just the way it's turned out. You can just about see 2 spotlights over there, on the horizon over to the left. That is where we're heading to first, but then we're going to head back again. Let me just go into the manual. It's actually a very good truck, this. It might even be one of my favourites, because it's not a great big heavy beast, and it's not a really small thing which tips over. It's a good mid-sized truck with an interchangeable back, so I think it is probably my favourite in the game. I've been stuck around here before because it's there's quite a lot of craters and there's a lot of rocks. In fact, you can see where we've been before. Should probably follow roughly where I've been. Now, Spintires did an update the other day, and I thought, oh no, I've lost my save game again. And it didn't actually remove it this time, which was very nice, because I thought, I'm going to have to start again. I'm never actually going to finish a map, but yeah, it's good. Unless they've fixed the problem, I can now continue without losing the save game every time it updates. So that is good news. Here's the fuel. I feel like I've been here many times before. And then we've got a road. Nice road. $166 litres added to our truck. So finally, our garage, our destination, is just here. So this should be the moment of truth. We should be able to change this thing for garage points, which is what I've been aiming to do for a very long time. Just got this final bit of mud. Right, we won't crash into ourselves. Yes, it does say there, unavailable garage, 2 points, 2 points, yep. I don't know why it's revving, that's weird. I should probably get a bit of a better angle here. There, right. Here we go, that's better. Now it's too zoomed in. Oh well. So, log cart. That sounds good. What else is there? A few things. Log cart. Yes, we need that. That takes medium logs. So we've got that fitted. Anything else? We can have... Is that on the back? We need to change the camera angle here. There we go. That's better. Yeah, we can have a log cart on the back as well. And that again takes medium logs. We can also put beacons on. Look at that. Beacons! Not that we need it, but beacons. And we don't want highway wheels because we're doing quite a bit of mudding. I think that is everything. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Now all we have to do is get some logs. And of course we're going to have to check and see where they go. So we've got a log kiosk down here. That's easy enough. And we've got one just down here. So this is the nearest. We might as well go there first. And the objective is way over here. Oh, can you imagine? We're going to be defeated here. Can you imagine trying to cross there? Full of logs. Maybe we shouldn't have put the trailer on. Well, it's on now, so we're going to have to, but we might change our minds. Yeah, so if we just continue to the end of here, we'll load up the logs today, and then we'll attempt to do the crossing next time. I love the beacons, they are an amazing addition. I'm also using the G27 today. Usually, for Spintires, I use the keyboard, but I have set the G27 up for it, and it is so much better. Why have I not been doing it with the G27? It is so much more enjoyable using the steering wheel. The keyboard is so bad. You don't realise until you move back onto the steering wheel. In fact, although it seems a bit pathetic, I'm going to put a marker. I'm not going to follow it directly. It's just so I know that I haven't gone past the kiosk. Do you need some kind of crane to get the logs into this? because I couldn't see one available. I think he said unavailable when I was in the shop there, in the garage. Here we are, this is the lumber yard just here, or log kiosk. This is the moment of truth to see if I can actually get the logs into the trailer, because before the other truck that we used had the crane already on it. So I can only guess that if we're using this truck, it's going to just load it up for us, but I can't say for sure. There are two different places to get the lumber, so it might be dependent on where you go. Right, so yeah, it's just showing a log in here which you have to load up. So to be honest, I don't know what you do here because I have not used this for lumber before. Do we have to get a crane, or is that the end of the line? I'm not sure. We could do some exploration work and go down to the other place down here. Might just do that. Probably shouldn't turn with the diff lock on. We'll just get back onto the track. At least we'll be able to do a bit of decloaking again. We'll soon have uncovered the entire map. Someone said that the flood map, which is this one, is one of the hardest, if not the hardest. So, for me not to have lost a vehicle yet is quite promising. Right, so here's the other place. The decloaking point must be near. It looks like it's exactly the same thing here, so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but we do need some kind of grab, I think. Can't say for sure. Or you might just drive into here, like you do with the fuel. That is a possibility. Come on, get in the box. Ah. Position your truck properly, did it say? Ah, now that is good. That's very good. However, that looks heavy. Wow, that looks heavy. How are we going to get over the river with that? Well, I'd be interested to see it. If we get across, I'd eat my hat if I had one. Well, as we're so close to a decloaking point, it would be a shame not to go to it. Although I don't want to go and get this thing stuck. So, I've learned something. You have to go to a lumber point and not a kiosk. I think someone said that before though. So thank you to whoever said that. Yeah, I'll try it. I will try and do this, but we might get stuck. We should have done it before we loaded the logs up. No, I'm not going to bother. We're not going to bother. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Right, I'm going to have to winch myself out of here. I think we've learned some valuable lessons today. One of them is never take a fully loaded truck full of logs up a very swampy slope. So we're going to pull, or attempt to pull, that truck back with this one. We might even need this one when crossing the river as well. In fact, I think we probably will do. So it's probably not a bad thing that we've brought it down here. But we are going to have to get the winch out. Here goes. Now that should be good. Anyway, let's leave it there. Thanks for watching, everyone, and please do join me in 2 weeks' time when we attempt to cross that river. But I have my doubts. So, yeah, please do join me and let's find out what happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.